You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Here today, Monday, the 3rd of May, 2021, year of our Lord St. Peter Volandis. Already in May, which is fucked. That seemed to come around quick, and I know everyone says that every year. Dude, can you believe it's already May? But I feel it this year. I feel it.
I feel it every year. You know what they say, as you get older, the years
get quicker.
Because
they're more like insignificant in the context of your entire life.
That's right. I know. I hear that and I go, if you were 95, they must just
fly by.
It must be like a week.
But then also they would be equally slow because at 95,
you don't do anything.
You're just kind of sitting in a room looking out the window and willing death.
But what I'm saying is, they're getting so quick for me, and I'm only 30, that
imagine when you're 95.
In 60 years, I'll be like waking up.
Yeah, well, in 60 years, you'll be dead, with the greatest respect. I hope you're not, but I just mean like,
maybe not.
Who knows?
But like, that's life, right? Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Will I be 95? Or not? Well, in 60 years, I'll be 90.
Years you'll be 90.
Yeah, I reckon I got 90 about me. Who knows?
Well, you're also a very generally healthy man. So you know.
I was a little bit sick last week. I got a mild cold, which was annoying.
Mr. Tank Water, Mr. fucking ripping on hand, foot, mouth, mad cow disease.
All I can put that down to is the second generation of a tank water man in my father who never gets sick. Maybe every now and then I'm open to
a little bit of a cold.
But it didn't stop me.
No, it didn't, did it? You still ripped.
Like, it sort of stopped me. It kept me at home for a couple of days, but I'm good to go now, bro.
You ripped over the weekend though, didn't you?
I had a engagement party.
Yeah, but
congratulations to Nick and So.
You ripped because you were radio silence yesterday, so I assumed.
Did you try and get in contact with me?
No, but you were just particularly like dead on the about even chat around like betting and like yarn, and I was like, he seems like he might be dead.
And my bet didn't get up, which was devastating. And it looked like I was like, fuck, this thing's going to get up, and it didn't. So I had a shit weekend at punting, but you know what I mean?
Save that for About Even, which is on YouTube right now if you want to go and check it out. At least last week's episode is.
You may as well.
Taking over the betting world by storm.
You may as well.
Maybe a bit of housekeeping actually here while we're at the top, Eddie, because housekeeping often done at the top of the podcast. All the punters and dribblers caps are out and they've been mailed. If you haven't got it yet, reach out, let us know. I think there's one guy at the moment who's fucking...
Look, Australia Post, mate, have done the dirty again. I'm starting to think that people see the Hello Sports sticker on the bag
and just yoink it
and go, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh, there's value in this bag.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not accusing Australia's Post of that, but I also sort of am because...
They just keep disappearing.
I mean, I know we're sending out 1 million, but I still don't think that any should go missing.
No, they shouldn't.
We also have the samples, punters and dribblers, again, more housekeeping, of the bounced out trackies. Mm-hmm. Are they better than even I expected?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They're almost too good. I was like...
They're almost too good.
Oh, this is... I mean, do the P&D deserve to look this good?
Feel this good?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, but to be honest, when you wear them, they are meant to try and help you through a tough Sunday, and that they will.
Mate, if I rolled out of bed on a tough Sunday and put that on, like, world's my oyster.
Well, you'd basically roll out, put them on, then you'd just sort of, without even being able to help it, put your shoes on, and then you'd slick your hair back, and then you'd brush your teeth, and then you'd walk out the door, and you're like, holy shit, I'm up.
I'm up.
And then you're out of the pub in a one-piece fucking, one tone, top and bottom. It's not one piece.
That would be impractical.
Tracky, that would be impractical. You'd need to like pull it. You need like a bum flap to do a deuce. And then you'd be out to go, and you're like, holy shit, this tracky's actually giving me life. But they are the samples. We got a sample, one more sample coming because they didn't put pockets on it, which was weird, but we're getting through it. And then the bounced out trackies could be on sale by the end of the month potentially. So very exciting times. In terms of other housekeeping, though, that might be the housekeeping.
Look, we keep a pretty tidy house.
We don't have much housekeeping to do. But we did, Eddie, over the weekend, you and I, find ourselves onto a television ad set, film set.
We did. For our dear friends, Dr. V.
Are we, going to be taking over the ad game as well?
Possibly. are Tom and I now the kings of TVCs? That's television commercial for
those not in the biz.
For those not in the game.
Titans of the TVC.
We're Titans of the TVC. Did Tom and I need about 3 takes? That's it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't worry, guys. We've got about 2 hours left in the end of the day for you guys to nail your lines.
How does half an hour sound?
Yeah.
Because we've got to go watch the Manly game.
Manly's playing at 3, so how about we just rip this fucking thing apart and then you guys go, oh, wow.
Oh, we're breaking for lunch? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think we're breaking for lunch. I think we're going to punch in, get our mids, then punch in and get our close-ups, and then we just fucking rip every single line.
Yeah. Just keep punching in, baby, and I'll keep rolling out the audible goal.
Yeah. Wait,
Boost.
Can you do that one again? Yeah, sure. You want to ad-lib? Fucking oath I'll ad-lib.
Oh, you want us to ad-lib? Sure.
What do you think we do for 3 hours on this fucking podcast
every week,
day?
baby? And I could do 6.
Yeah.
I could do 6.
Well,
I don't want to.
No, I don't want to, but if
could.
I was forced.
But I could. Point is, now the Kings
Titans of the TVC.
of the TVC. I would say this about the TVC game, Tom. Now,
well, if anyone can speak about the TVC game, it's you.
Me. Obviously, I am I don't want to come across as, some entitled fucking actor, which I am. But would the runs there, you get there too early, you know? Look, like you and I were there at 9. We probably didn't film till 1.
Midday, 1, yeah. Look, they say in
it's slow going.
Yes, it is slow going, and they say that in the TVC game, Eddie. And you do know this, but obviously I'm just more trying to communicate that to the uninitiated at home. It's a hurry up and wait situation. You don't know how long you're going to be. Now, did we have a trailer? Of course we did. Did we sit in the trailer and just sort of like put our feet up and fucking...
Were there grapes in there? Sure.
Grapes. So we had people feeding us grapes and strawberries in the trailer. Yes,
nice
we did.
Massage.
Keeping us limber and keeping us ready. So
there
we can't
was a jacuzzi
complain.
in there as well, which was a nice touch.
Yeah, we can't complain completely.
Bit of dom was flowing.
Yeah.
Like, was I a little... Like, I wasn't pissed when I did it, but like, you know...
We're professionals. We weren't shit-faced when we did the ad.
But I'd had a bit of dom on
We had
my
some
belly.
dom, dude. I mean, fucking, what are you doing? Did I slurp it through a straw to be obnoxious? Yep. You best believe I did.
Pure
But
and simple.
done. We're now, we've knocked out our first TVC.
First of many.
Let that be known to all the TVC honchos out there.
Look, if you're a television executive and you're looking for the best in the business, well, you're listening to them.
Yeah, you're listening to them now.
Or watching them.
However you're consuming us. But what I would say is that get in touch via our manager and agent, D or Dave, also our intern. He's a multi-purpose tool. He's a utility. He's a Swiss Army knife.
He's a Swiss Army knife, like that you just carry around on your belt if you're a loser.
Oh, I need a toothpick.
Yeah.
Dave. Can't think of anything else.
But, you know,
You
he's
get the
versatile.
idea. You get the idea.
He might be a toothpick, he might not.
He might not. He might be a fucking... No, don't know.
Dunny roll.
Don't know. Dunny roll. Shampoo. Airbrush.
I like the dunny roll one.
No, well, yeah, toilet paper as well. Yeah, you could wipe shit on him if you needed to. Is that what you're saying? That's essentially what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway,
Look, it's a little
that's
uncouth,
just some
but
of
it's
the.
life.
That's just some of the ad lib free flowing shit you're going to get from us if you want us to be in your TVC, whatever it is. We may not even fit the brief, but trust me, we'll fit. We'll make it fit.
Yeah, we can make anything fit. If you know. What I mean.
Eddie, I don't know that there's anything else really from the weekend that, you know.
No, probably not. Nothing from certainly not anything from the weekend. Bucks update. Want to give a Bucks update?
Oh, nice, mate. Slippery Bucks.
Just because, look, probably haven't got the airtime that we deserve for a while, and that's my fault.
Yeah. What div you in?
So we're in Div 2. We've gone back. We're Div 2 down at Wentworth Park. Obviously, for those that will remember, we took out the minor premiership in Div 1 last year at Wentworth Park and got pounded into submission in the semi. Look, it wasn't great, but when you get older, you get slower, and
amen, brother.
It's just like you put it into the can't be fucked pile, and you go, you know what? Let's slow this bitch down.
yeah, right.
Because we're on Monday nights now, which is hectic.
What, is that a harder night?
Well, like it's Monday, bro.
Okay, so it's just more like
no, I'm talking like get up.
Yeah.
Like we got like 15 blokes in the team. We can barely get 7 down there sometimes.
Really,
like,
on a Monday?
We got 5, I think, for tonight.
Oh,
it's
dude.
just a complete disaster.
I love how
people
Mondays have
banged
just
up.
become so much more hectic for you. Like Mondays used to be like Eddie's basically dead, and now it's like 7:30 in do a podcast, and now you're playing fucking Oztag.
Yeah,
on
which I
Monday
enjoy,
night.
but it's hard to get down there. You just got to dig deep. But like injuries left, right, and center.
Oh, really?
The body after 30, I think, just goes, whoa,
Yeah, dude.
I'm out.
Completely out.
I'm still in phenomenal nick, obviously, touch wood. Like, I'm sort of setting the benchmark. I think as the youngest in the team, I sort of set the tone.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
What is possible.
And also probably what's acceptable as a standard.
Yeah.
You drive the standards.
I drive the standards. I've been hitting lines, obviously. Like, been running really... Shout out to Scotty Rumble. He's been putting me through a few holes, which I really enjoyed.
That's nice.
But, like, you know, people just fooling around left, right, and centre. One bloke going for a knee indefinitely. We've got the fucking... Some blokes... Nick Mallard's done his back, like, last season in Oztag. Hasn't been able to do any sport for
Might
like
have put
a
him into
year now.
retirement.
Yeah, I think he's retired. Lewis Adams the other day, like, fucking... Literally went in for a tackle, I think, or like, you know, tried to grab the tags, and now he's gone to the... I think he's broken a rib or something. He's sprained a rib or some shit. Like, the body, bro, just goes...
It gives
I'm
up
out.
on you. It gives up on you.
Like, we were playing the other night. Got the win, by the way, because we're too structured. We're too well oiled. We've been doing it for too long.
Veterans.
We knows the ins and the outs.
Crafty
right?
veterans.
Like, playing kids that are like 22, right, are so much more nimble than you, and you don't even realise it until you're around them.
Well,
You're
they're
like,
only
holy shit, I'm fucking slow.
They're only 4 years out of school, so they've still got like they're just still there.
But they're explosive. Anyway, we got into a bit of like argy-bargy, and they were saying that they were saying to us, "Fuck, were you guys born in the 70s?" I was like, "Holy, how fucking old do you think I am, bruh? The 70s? How old would that make me? Fucking is 60 odd? I don't know. 70s. How old are you if you're born in the 70s? 50 something?
Yeah, 50 something. If you were born in 1970.
the 70s.
Yeah. Because they'd come back.
The
we were
disrespect.
winning like the disrespect. It was like 6-2. They got back to 6-5, and the chirp went fucking
Through the roof.
all the way through the roof.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that cunt. We'll get chirpy too. So it was on. It was good. And we ended up getting the W, and I was that chirpy.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like, fucking how about these old boys? How about these old boys? But I was just thinking to myself, you know when you're 22 and you see a 30-year-old, and you're like, bruh.
Yeah, dude.
Those guys are old as fuck. I remember thinking that about people that were 30. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I'm not that old.
Yeah, I'm still young, dude. What are you talking about? I've slowed down a little bit, but I'm still here. I'm still with it.
Yeah. But so I guess what I'm saying is, am I that young anymore?
No.
Probably not.
That's the problem that I think that we're all confronting. I've been confronting.
When do
for a
you
little
become
longer.
old?
30?
No, but like,
Well, it's all relative.
when do you start saying, well, I'm old now?
You always do. I remember being in my 20s and being like, fuck, dude, I'm almost 25. It's urge. You know what I mean? Like, you're always doing
But
it.
you are still young
You are, but you're on... But
in your 30s. When are you no longer young?
40. 37.
40?
But wait for it. You're always the oldest you've ever been, so you always feel old.
Yes, I do.
You're also the youngest you've ever been. No. No, you're not. Wrong. I heard something the other day.
There was a split second in my mind where I'm like, oh, sick. I was like, wait, no, that's not it at all.
I heard something once. It was like, there's never more people older than you. Like the number always diminishes.
Yep, that's true as well. We're blowing minds here today on the
I don't know
on
if
the
that's a
podcast.
mind blower, but
no,
it's
not.
true.
It's not really. It's a truism. It's a truism for sure. But yeah, there is. I think you're old, or I think you start to feel old. There are a couple of things that it's when you don't know. When you hear of someone that's fucking famous and you've never heard of them before, and you're like, what? They're like, yeah, they got like 50 million fucking followers on Instagram. You're like, never in my life have I heard of this person. Or when you go, fuck, this music is shit, and it's like one of the most popular people in the world.
Yeah.
Or when a bunch of 22-year-olds say you're born in the 70s, because
Yeah.
that's as offensive as it fucking gets.
Or
And
you
you're
do
like,
one of those, like, you know, those like high pitched sounds that only young people can hear.
What do
you remember those?
no?
You don't remember them? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like these high frequency, high pitched
And like
sounds.
the older you get, the the less you can
whistle.
hear.
I don't believe that for a second.
Are you serious? You never had those things in class.
Where? But we...
And someone had put it on their phone. It's like a really high pitched noise, and the teacher couldn't hear it.
I don't remember the teacher not being able to hear it.
Bruh, what planet are you on? Have you never heard of that in your life?
Never heard of that. I've never heard of the high pitch that like an older
You'd
person
be able to get
can't
up on
hear.
YouTube for sure.
We used to fuck with the teacher because we had the high pitch thing on, and he'd always be trying to fix the projector, and then we would just push the beep off, and he'd be like, "Fuck, I got to get a technical person to come fix this thing," and then he'd go and we'd turn it off. And
Oh
then
no,
the tech
dude,
would leave
there's
and we'd turn
things
it back
where
on.
like your ears can't hear it. The older you get, legit.
Am I
can't
so
believe you-
old that
can't
I've
believe
never
you
even
didn't know
heard of
that.
this?
That is fucking wild to me.
I've never ever heard of that. I know what a dog whistle is.
I'm not talking about dog whistles.
I know
that was a Dior Dave example.
Yeah, well,
that's not mine one.
No, it's not.
That's why dogs can hear it. And, I don't know.
Yeah, it is semi-relevant to what we're saying.
Sort of.
Semi.
Sort of.
Yeah. Have you got it? Or can I just not hear it?
Is it on? I can't hear that. Can you hear that?
This is an under 24 one.
Can you hear
Bullshit.
Yeah, no.
it? Can you hear it? You can hear that. I can hear that. I can hear that.
I can't. Shut up.
That's gone now.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Shush. What is the sound?
Really, really hype. It's like sort of in your head. I can hear that.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
You can hear that
This
one.
this is under 50. Oh, that was under 40.
I can hear it.
Yep.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
That's under 30.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I can hear like a little click, but I can't
No,
hear.
that's not the
That's
click's
under
not-
24.
I can't hear that now.
That I lost. This is under 20 and I can't hear this.
Yeah, bruh.
That's pretty good. You could both hear the under 31.
Fucking oath, brother.
That's
I could hear the under 24 one, which
Yeah.
I'm like fucking blowing my own mind. I told you I set the tone at Oztag for being young.
It's probably something to do with like you didn't have great sensors in your vision, so the added extra.
That's right.
Extra sensors.
That's
to the
right.
ears.
My body.
Yeah.
well, I can't smell though, so I'd have thought that maybe my hearing would have picked up. Maybe it's my sight though. Maybe I've just still got very
Up
good
the
sight.
slack, yeah.
I cannot believe that's a thing,
Oh yeah,
and that's never been shown.
it has been shown. I don't know how you've never seen
Well, it's
that.
never been shown to me. I've never seen that. That would
Punters
have
and
been.
dribblers, like surely you know what I'm talking about.
You are only 1 year younger than me in school-wise, so I don't know why that wouldn't have been something that is
It would have been, bro. You're obviously fucking too cool for it, aren't you? I don't know.
Your words, not mine.
Thought you were.
Now I dispute it. Well, that's fucking wild. I didn't expect to have my mind blown today. That blew my mind. Mm-hmm. That there's different
So
frequencies.
those under 20 ones, they're the ones you could hear in classrooms.
So is that just like evidence that my hearing's deteriorating?
yes.
Fuck. All right, Eddie. So a bit of sport from the weekend. Few things to get into. Predominantly rugby league. A couple of other things. I'd just like to get this one out of the way quick. Manly bravely went down to the Penrith Panthers by 12 points or something, 28-16, whatever.
It was 12, should have been 6.
Fair to say that it was a pretty brave loss, and maybe the loss we needed to have, because we were too good. We were up and about. We were smelling our own farts, which is fine. We were ripping and tearing and putting teams to the sword. We then come up against, the numerical number one team in the competition. Obviously, we know where the real number one is, but it was like, all right, reality check.
It was a good game of footy. I thought it was a good game of footy. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I thought it was great.
Yep.
We won't go into too much about the game because we do every week, but we'll say this. HD Light at Carrington Park Bathurst has never, ever looked better.
It looked really good. It looked really, really
Like,
good.
if that was almost an 80-minute ad for HD Light.
Yeah, it was, which we should be doing the TVC for.
Yeah. Reach out, HD Light. If you want us to do a TVC for you, we'll do it.
We will do it free of charge, sort of.
So, well, look, market.
Yeah, market rate. We'll do it. We'll do it just at, cost. Dave won't get paid.
But we will.
We will.
And we'll take you out for lunch.
Yeah. HC Light, the winner, and Manly also sort of a winner because I think it was a loss we needed to have.
Loss we needed to have. You got to take these losses on the way to
If
glory.
you go through the season just pounding teams into the dirt, can you two stop coughing every 2
he
seconds?
made me cough.
Fucking hell.
It's not like a yawn. It's not contagious.
Yeah.
That one
well.
was.
That was like, ugh. Dave's got some shit in his lungs at the moment. Yeah, look, loss we needed to have. Certainly not a bad one against the top. Like they humped us near to death round 1. And then come back a few rounds later and we basically beat them.
We basically beat them. Like they scored like Liam Martin fucking throws the ball back, from going dead at the end, and then they score because
it was just
we wanted to get the 7 tackle set. So basically, it should have been. We should have lost by 6 points, but we also should have won because we attacked their line like 4 times in a row, and Jake Trbojevic uncharacteristically dropped the ball.
Yeah, which
99 times out of 100, he doesn't drop the ball. So if we play them another 99 times, he doesn't drop the ball, which means we score, which means they don't score at the other end in the next play, which means that we do win.
So that's a 12-point swing. And then including Martin's one.
That we didn't include,
Yeah.
we actually win by 6 points.
Yeah.
So we take the win, we take the 2 points, and we march onwards to September. Now, that was all fact. Wanted to say something else. It was refreshing for me, Tom, to see Australia's preeminent sprinting coach, Roger Fabry, and his work with Jason Saab just going from strength to strength to strength. When was the last time you saw a player dance down the touchline like that and just burn some fucker?
Dude, like honestly, you think that like Channel 7 probably...
Josh Adokar last week.
Nah, he didn't dance, dude. There was no dancing
He
with Josh.
stepped around Tuivasa Sheikh
Yeah,
on
he
the
stepped.
outside.
No, that wasn't what we... You know what we're talking about here?
We're talking
All
about-
he did was go around him. I'm talking about
Dance,
dancing,
dude.
bruh.
Dance.
You obviously don't
Dancing
know
with the stars, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
you
you ever
obviously
seen
don't know
that
what
shit?
that means, mate.
He was fucking prancing down the sideline, fleet-footed. Now, you know that Usain Bolt basically like rewrote the script on the ideal sprinter being just a fucking giant human.
Well, people used to think that the shorter you were, the more revolutions, the higher the cadence, essentially. Little nuggety power, balls of power. Nah. Big, tall, long,
Rangy motherfuckers.
Yeah. Range is what we need and what you want.
Saab might be the quickest player in the competition.
He would be. He definitely would be.
His name in absolute opposition with how quick he is, because I can't imagine that the Saab as a vehicle is all of that quick.
Well,
But Saab, the individual...
I don't think Saab as a car against like Ferraris would compete.
No.
But like, could you get the Saab?
Humming. You could get the Saab up there and about, but not to Jason Saab speeds.
No.
But it was delightful to see him dance down the touchline there. Like,
That's all I'm saying. I mean, it was a nice advertising for rugby league dancers.
Yeah, exactly. The Saab. They call that the Saab. It's an
Dancing
actual
with
dance.
the leagueies.
Yeah. And yeah, Roger Fabry, dude, he is, if you don't follow Roger fucking Fabry, good God. Like, he is the greatest follow on Instagram. Now, there's Roger Fabry personal account and Roger Fabry Academy. I follow both because I don't want to miss anything. But he is, and I think we spoke about this with Kempy on the preview last week, but he has like open arguments with people, but doesn't name who they are. But he puts the argument, like his retorts, in the stories, and
he's
just
all
abuses
class.
people. But I just love like, because after Saab fucking, let me see if I can find it. I screenshot it. But after Saab scored that try, he put up something where it was like, where are we? Don't pretend you can't see the guys I train score absolute speed tries. You so stupid. I told you so long ago, now get lost. And he shares the video of Saab dancing down the sideline.
Who could he possibly be talking to?
It's difficult to know, but what I will say is this. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. How long have you been following for? Has he always got ongoing feuds, or is this feud season? This I think is feud season, SZN, feud season. But I don't know, because I think I followed Roger only relatively recently. But I think also as well, the more you interact with an account, the more you see their shit. So now I'm like, he's the first fucking story basically every time. I'm like, what's Roger doing? He also put up a video of him dancing. It was International Dance Day last week.
Didn't know that. I can't believe we missed that.
We missed that, which is why he didn't get a video from us. But Roger, fuck, man, he can move as well.
Yeah, he can move.
He can move. He looked really sick as he's like...
He's a cool dude.
He had some like... It was cool moves, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like someone trying to dance like a gorp and being like awkward. It was like,
no,
this guy's...
It's like, bruh,
I got
sit
it.
down, relax,
Watch me just fucking move.
and watch me fucking tear this shit up.
And like doing a bit
Move
of
my
fucking...
ass and
Yeah,
shit.
shaking his ass. Like, I mean, if you or I were not married, engaged, that could have sent us... That could have sent us to, you know...
Would I turn for Roger?
Yes.
Probably.
Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.
So, yeses in between yeses there.
Yes. Lots of yeses there with Rog. I don't know how we work this out, Eddie, but we have to try and get some... We've got to try and get a sprint session with Rog.
100%. 100%. I'd love to go to AS Marks, put the spikes on, or get some spikes.
Get some spikes. Put
Hit the
spikes on.
tartan, see what I'm all about,
Yeah.
see if I've still got it.
Yeah.
Should send him the beep test footage, get some comments on it just before.
Oh, you know what? That's also in my to-do list. Sebo edit beep test this week, which is still there.
Did we do that a year ago?
We did it in August of 2020.
I think we did it in June.
No, we did it in August. I remember the date because I was fucking getting off work and shit. Back when I wasn't self-employed. Triple M, I just remember having to be like, sorry, dude, I can't do fucking the show this week because I'm going down to Barrel to do a beep test.
Fully.
But yeah, Roger Fabry, shout out to Roger. We go there, we do some sprints. He tells us about our cadence, high knees, fast arms.
Tempo
Tempo.
beat.
And then we see how, you know, much I beat you by in a 100-meter sprint.
That'd be interesting. Would you be able to run 100 metres?
Not well, but yes.
You'd get there?
It's funny, right? Like, I was never the fastest, which is probably not shocking to anyone. Like, I was all right. Like, I think I ran in the 11s once when we did sprinting at school.
I also ran like an 11.9
Yeah,
once.
it was like at a high 11 once when I was doing athletics. But you feel so much quicker than you are. Like, when you're running your fastest.
No,
like
but
when
what
you're
I'm
hardest.
what I'm saying now is you don't feel quick. You're aware that you're not that quick anymore.
You're certainly aware. Because I'm
I
like...
feel slower now. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
bro,
dude.
I'm slower.
But dude, 100%. But what I mean is, like, even when I'm sprinting, say, to like, we're playing cricket and you're like chasing down a ball in the field, you obviously don't feel like you're moving like the wind, but you don't realize how actually, like, you're moving, like how slow you are actually going. You're like, I know I'm not this quick, but I'm like, oh, I'm actually moving incredibly slowly across the ground.
Yeah. Like if you looked at me, you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, and like speed off the mark and shit. It'd be like, ugh.
Yeah. It's lethargic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Looks like you need a shot of adrenaline, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're old, dude. We're long in the tooth.
We're long in the tooth. That's all we're saying. But shout out to Roger Fabry.
Shout out to
His
Roger
work
Fabry.
with Jason Saab
Jason
is
Saab.
incredible. I'd also like to shout out Desi. Now, if you at home don't think Manly is a threat and actually a top four side, then explain to me why Des Hasler gave the team one of the great sprays all time.
One of the great
at the end of the
bakes.
game.
Was it at the end of the game or half time?
They were showing it at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think it was half time though.
But they were saying the end of the game.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. The bake was given.
You know what I mean? Because I was saying, geez, like, look how much it means to Desi, like, it's
Let that
unacceptable.
one go. Yeah. Des doesn't accept mediocrity.
No. So that's my point. Des is a realist. He's not going to spray a team that is a bottom four side for losing by 12 points to the Panthers in a brave effort.
He's going to conserve his energy. You're not going to waste his time yelling at a bunch of losers.
So make of that what you will.
That's why you never saw him yelling at the dogs. But yeah, shout out to Desi. I'd also like to shout out, and this was a bit of a scout one, dude, but Brett Morris fucking doing his ACL out potentially, like that could be his career. That was pretty tough to see.
Mate, I tell you what, when Josh and him embrace,
Yeah.
that could move mountains.
That's
that shit.
rugby league emotion right there. Raw, true, honest, powerful rugby league emotion. Brett Morris to
Which
me...
is obviously, it's one of the most powerful emotions, rugby league emotion.
It's the only emotion that I even identify. Like, whenever I'm trying to, like, connect with my family, my daughter, my wife, parents, everything, I'm like, how would I think about this relationship in a rugby league context? And then that's how I can show the emotion required for that situation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's your barometer.
Correct. It's my barometer, my yardstick.
What is a barometer?
It measures wind pressure.
Bang, that was quick.
Deal Dave.
Deal with Dave. Yeah, well, fuck it.
So it's your barometer.
It's my barometer. My emotional wind pressure measurement.
Air pressure, not
air
wind
pressure.
sorry.
Ooh,
Same thing.
Yeah,
Well,
it'll
wind
do.
is air.
It'll do. But anyway, shout out to Brett Morris. I think he's the best winger of all time that I've seen. I know Dell is considered the best. Saw Dell a little bit, but I was certainly much younger when Dell was throbbing.
Was Brett earmarked to retire this season? Like, had he said anything?
No. There's a chance he comes back.
But they're saying it's a devastating knee injury.
Well, it's a fucking tear of your ACL. 12 months.
Can it be? Well, there you go. So that's like halfway through next season. Yeah.
Like, do you really want to come back and fucking play a couple of games? Okay, maybe he does. He's 34, so it's not like he's 38, but
He's not
still
old.
But he's
He's
34.
won 2 premierships.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
It's not like he's done it all.
Exactly. He's done everything that you could ask, and I still...
They've been fucking
He's
pretty
the best winger I've ever seen.
desperately.
Dude, they've got 5 ACL injuries or something at the moment.
Wow.
Then Lindsay Collins did his afterwards. There's video, the rugby NRL physio put it up, and you see him you see his ACL snap. Like, you can see this thing push through the front of his knee.
Is
It
there
looks
more
fucking
ACLs
disgusting.
done now than there were?
I don't know, dude. Maybe not. You might be now the players are all so strong, they're getting in these fucking collisions that are, stronger than the ACL was when it was just park footy princes. But I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy first.
I am. Well, yeah, but you never know. You know things.
You're not asking the wrong guy. I just can't help you out on this occasion. You're asking the exactly right person. Now, Manu Vatuvei has been charged, I believe.
Yeah, he has.
Gatti.
He's been charged.
He's been charged with importing shitloads of methamphetamine and is facing
Life in jail.
life in prison.
Now, there were rugby league rumours that swirl,
Back in 2019.
and they swirled our way. And we'd heard things about one Manu Vatuvei being embroiled in some issues. Now,
But nothing came of it.
Nothing came of it, which is not unusual because the rugby league rumour are usually wrong. There is,
We've been sent some crazy rumours.
we've been sent some fucking wild rumours that have never seen the light of day because they end up being complete bullshit. And they're always centred around someone knows the team physio who, you know what I mean? It always starts the same way.
Yep.
And they can't say anything because the team physio is actually fucking rooting someone's brother. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and they'll know.
And they
it'll
can't
back
get
to
out
them.
because it's the CEO's son and shit, whatever. This one hit our desk and I was like, holy shit, that's pretty wild. And then it went dead. So the fact that didn't get out is really impressive. But now Manu he wants to front foot this thing.
Yeah, well, because there was there was some sort of embargo on his name being released. He was fighting it, trying to not get his name released, and then through the courts. And then I think basically in 2 days' time, or 2 days' time from when he put the video up, was the whole thing was going to be sorry, dude, the time's run out. You're going to be named. So he was like, fuck it, I'm going to front foot this thing. Manu denies it all, says he's fighting the charges. And I don't know that there's any more in-depth detail around the story other than the fact that he has been charged with importing clearly what must be a fuckload of meth. Question to all the punters and dribblers out there. Why would you bother importing meth when you can make it in a fucking garden? You know what I mean? In a shed out the back of a house.
Do you think Manu Vatuvei could have the chemical and scientific compounds to make meth?
Well, I think that some of the dumbest people on earth and some of the biggest fucking dead shits on earth make meth. I don't think it's all bloody,
But I think it's easier for him to just buy it, assuming that the charge, you know what I mean?
Yes, if he's guilty. I just think you're trying to get it across borders into another country where they look for this shit as opposed to just fucking,
But it gets in, right? It gets in.
Yeah.
Now, Manu, again, putting words into the story here.
innocent until proven guilty.
But let's say that Manu is guilty. He has probably heard the success stories, right? Bruh, this is how you do it. You put it in this, you put it in that. We bribe this bloke here, we bribe this bloke there, and that's how it's fucking done. That's how the cake's cooked, as it were. Hasn't worked out for Manu,
Allegedly.
allegedly. I think that's probably the situation. You know what I mean? He's been sold down the river.
He's been sold the dream, and now, unfortunately, it's become a nightmare.
It's like the trafficker. It's like, bruh, like, you know that you get fucking done if you strap 12 kilos of cocaine to your body. And it's like, no, but old mate got through the other
Yeah, he
day.
got through that time. Okay, well, sure, bro. Go for it. Go for your life. Tell you what, if he's guilty, fuck, life seems like a long time for a fucking mistake like that.
It does.
Or a bad decision or whatever it is. I know that meth kills people and blah, 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 all that shit. There is a part of me that's like, you do also take meth of your own volition. And to give someone life in prison for something that was stupid, yes, but like, I don't know. Life seems like a lot, but innocent or not, guilty or not, who knows? You can't deny, Eddie, just another chapter in the rugby league book of yarns.
It's in the book of books, mate. You know what I mean?
Would he be the first rugby league player sentenced to life in prison?
Couldn't say that with any authority.
Couldn't.
Is it one of those life means 30 years situation as well?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, and I would think that like life is obviously the maximum penalty you can get.
Yes.
Whereas if he has,
Surely
I think he has
Manu
a clean
doesn't
record,
get life.
so
He'd have a clean record.
It'd be clean enough.
yeah, nothing
You'd
of
think.
this nature on it.
No.
So I don't think you wouldn't be facing the maximum penalty.
No.
But yeah,
It's a wild, wild decision if Manu's done it. But also inspired rugby league soap opera writing.
Just continues, doesn't it? It's like, oh, there hasn't been a scandal for a while.
What about
Well,
international drug trafficking? Have we done that yet? Have we done that one
Have we
yet?
covered that one off?
I don't think we've done that. How the fuck have we not done that? It's been right in front of our face.
Silly, silly, silly. Let's get that in there
Yeah,
right
let's.
now.
Can we write in?
Who can we use?
Let's write in a storyline for international drug trafficking. Let's use a former
Looking at
all-time
life.
great winger.
Looking at a big number of methamphetamine.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's cool. We get.
What else
We
can
need
we
a big
do
name
here?
though. We need a big name to sell this thing. It can't be.
Can't be just no one.
Can't just be some former bit part rugby league player who played like 30 games.
No.
Because we do have drugs, obviously, in NRL, but not international Carmen Sandiego vibes. International drug trafficker of mystery. Shout out to Carmen.
Les Mara, who played for Balmain Souths and Newtown, was jailed in 2007 for a maximum of 20 years after importing cocaine being found on the New South Wales South Coast.
So maybe this is a rerun. As in, they're remaking Men in Black. It's like now they're remaking the Les Mara saga.
So, yeah, right. This is Les Mara 2.0.
Yeah. Well, they've just gone, all right, international drug trafficking is the theme here.
Yeah. How can we punch it up?
We need to punch it up.
Let's go to New Zealand instead of Australia.
Let's do meth instead of coke because
And let's
meth's a
give
bit
30
more.
instead of 20.
Yeah. And
There's a sequel.
And we're getting a bigger star.
Yeah.
We're not making a star with this story. Like Men in Black kind of, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are already stars, but it was sort of,
They were stars.
They were stars. But this is like, we're already getting. So I think when they remade Men in Black, Hemsworth was like, yeah, this guy's the biggest star on the fucking planet right now. We're just picking,
Yeah. Oh, it's tried and tested.
Yeah.
It's tried and tested.
So-
Didn't see Men in Black 2, did you?
As in the
3?
new one.
Was it 3 or 4 maybe?
Well, the
New
ones
one's
without Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones,
Yeah.
no, I didn't see it. With the greatest respect to Hemsworth. If it's not fucking Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, why didn't they bring those two fucking back?
It's a great question. And
Yeah.
one I'd like answered.
They're still alive. Tommy Lee Jones obviously the biggest concern there, but he's still doing it.
Will's doing it.
Will's still doing the
Will's
damn
doing
thing.
the damn thing. You're doing the damn thing.
Men in Black, one of the greatest fucking movies.
First one.
Yeah.
Fuck oath. I
That
love
was
that
phenomenal.
Shit.
I
We used to
loved
watch it on the bus on rugby trips.
Remember when you'd get to school,
Cootamundra,
you'd go to little
Narrabri,
bus
all those
holiday?
great
Yeah,
places,
the bus movie.
Boom, up the front. Thanks
TV,
for coming.
but also it's the cassette.
Was it VCR? Of course it was
VCR.
VCR, Tom.
Have you ever watched a video before?
Yeah.
Do you know what a VCR is?
Yeah, yeah. we
How
still
do you
got a
know what a
couple of-
VCR is? You're only
Because,
22.
Like, that was like the end of like my childhood. When I've got videos at home that are like my preschool videos, and they're on VCR.
Okay, and you still got them at home?
So in some cupboard somewhere.
As in like from when, like videos of you as a kid, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right. I think
Does
that might
anyone
fucking
still
show.
watch VCRs?
There's still a couple of video stores around, or at least one, I'm pretty sure. Like
I'm
a
talking
video.
about
easy.
VCRs.
Yeah, I'm saying they still fucking sell them, or maybe they sell them DVDs.
They wouldn't sell VCRs, would they?
Oh, I think they
Can
might.
you just
They
go to
sell
like a
DVDs.
Harvey Norman Retrovision and just see if they?
See if you can buy a VCR player. Can you still buy them? Surely you can.
Used to have to
Clean them.
clean them and shit. Like,
Do you remember that, Dave? You have to put like the liquid into the liquid one, and you put it in and clean it.
I don't remember
because you'd have the video, you'd have the cassette that would clean the player.
Yeah,
That's what you mean. Yeah.
What did you think I meant?
No, I was just trying to explain it to this fucking 9-year-old.
I remember like just seeing the videos and the tapes and just like putting my finger in the thing and like
Twisting it,
around.
great way to fuck them up. But I do understand that was fun back in the day. I used to get videos from the video store and they were fucked, and you're like, these pieces of shit. You'd like get halfway through.
They used to charge you if you didn't rewind them at the video store. That is fucking outrageous. It didn't take that long to rewind it. It's that was one of the great stitch ups all time.
Yeah, I mean,
$5 you didn't rewind it.
Yeah, nice revenue raising here.
Brilliant. Whoever came up with it.
Yeah, dude,
Fucking
probably the same
genius.
people that came up with the parking officers and shit. You know what I mean?
Genius.
Moving up.
But cruel.
Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi do not sell VCR players.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
Is it?
Old people, bro.
Dude, old people have them already. And if they don't, or if they're like, I want a VCR, then that's when their family, if they love them, go, no, we're going to upgrade you now.
I still thought you'd be able to buy one.
No
I'm sure there are some places like a J car or probably cash converters or some shit.
Well, cash converters, yeah.
Of course.
But they'd be worth
But they convert
$10.
goods to cash, so obviously.
Can you just check if there's a cash converter? I just want to know what they go for. Like $5-10? Like, surely you can't be charging more than that for a fucking VCR, right?
Or are they now like vintage?
Not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
But yeah, Manu.
Oh my God.
What?
These are expensive, some of these. $150, $250.
Fuck
20.
that.
Yeah, there's a $29 one. There's a $300 one. There's a $400 one.
My goodness.
Is that just like because of scarcity?
It must be. Well, to be fair, the $400 one does have CD and DVD capabilities.
Yeah, right. So it's like a dual threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Triple threat
Yeah,
thing.
right.
Still.
It can do it all.
Yeah, most of these are above 100. Who's paying that much? Fuck.
Old people. Old people with a bit of money
Yeah,
left
bit
over.
of cash rolling around.
You're not going to bloody
A super fun they want to get through.
You can't take it with you.
That's right.
You know what? Let me get this $400 VCR
That's right.
so I can watch my old tapes. I don't know how we got here.
Is that Manu?
I think that's Manu. That's Manu. I think we move on from Manu. How good were those Danny Weidler memes?
Dude. They're
So
so
good.
good.
So good. I genuinely think that we should be putting, like, we could do a fucking, just like a funny limited merch shirts of just like, the way someone did it where it was like the Hello Sport logo and just like Danny's back.
On the logo.
Like half covering the fucking logo, like he's getting in the way of it.
Yeah, I like that.
I reckon.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
I also like him in famous photos.
Yeah, or the ones that Dave did where it was like him, it was like his holiday snaps and he's blocking out like
Yeah. I think that's fucking genius.
Yeah.
Coliseum,
Yeah,
Eiffel
yeah,
Tower.
yeah,
You
yeah,
could
yeah.
do them all.
There'd be good ones, just like him on the moon in front of the moon landing, just like...
Right,
him in front
just
of
getting
Buzz
in front,
Aldrin
getting
shit.
in the way of everything.
Buzz going down the or
Dude,
Neil
they were
going
so
down the
good.
ladder and it's just him.
Keep sending those in because they were fucking funny. The one where it was, that one that was the meme. It was huge over COVID. Was that massive dude with the fat cock sitting on the bed?
Yeah.
And it was Danny in front of him with the mic basically as the dick. I was like, that is mwah, chef's kiss. But yeah, keep sending those in by all means. They were funny as fuck.
They were funny as fuck.
But yeah, Danny Weidler merch would be funny. There's something, so when it comes to like putting people's face, you wouldn't put Danny's face on because he'd definitely sue you, but there's something that at least you can do in America, and I'd be interested to find out about it in Australia, and maybe it's a question for Izzy Carey Lawyer to the Stars, but so the way like Barstool Sports and shit get away with putting people's faces on the things without having to pay them is like, there's like parody laws. So it's like if you're doing something to parody, then it's okay, as opposed to like me just selling a fucking t-shirt with David Warner on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So did
I don't know if those laws exist here or not.
No, I don't know, right? But it'd be good to know because that will then clear some runway for us.
Yes.
To just fuck around.
Yeah, there are similar laws. I know that copyright laws have like caveats for satire and parody. I'm not sure the specifics, but I do know Australia has some of the toughest defamation laws in the world.
Yeah, but
So
you're not
it's very,
defaming
like-
somean. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
I
you
know,
could argue it.
yeah.
I don't know how, like, I mean, if you're just putting Danny Weidler's back covering every single thing that he's fucking doing.
Maybe it's not Danny Weidler.
No, of course.
You
We
know
wouldn't
what I
do it with Danny Weidler. Wanny Deidler.
When he died, like, yeah. Be Wanny. You know Wanny.
Of course I know Wanny.
Point being, the merch might be coming.
Yeah, we'll look into it. We'll see.
We'll look into it. We'll see.
Bounce out trackies first, maybe, but who knows? Maybe we just fucking rip and tear. Was there anything else rugby league? Oh, yeah, the Broncos come back. So the Titans obviously come out.
What a fucking wild ride
That was a wild ride. Now, before we get into that game, I would like to just point out that Kendrick of Salty Dribbler in the P's and D's page, of course he did this, but came in afterwards and the goon goes, fuck, that game was a piece of shit. You want like burn that, never watch it again. I'm like, and again, like, you know, I think he's just an agent provocateur. He just gets in there and tries to fuck shit up.
I think that's his MO.
I think he also exists in other people's groups. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I heard it somewhere. But like, you know,
is it in the
scope? Like Justin Horro of Manly Legend fame and also YKTR crew fame. But he apparently, he's got like his own like betting, the Degenerates, his betting sort of group. And I think I heard somewhere that Kendrick's in there and he dribbles just as hard. So it's like he's just a serial fucking dribbler around groups. I'd love to know what sort of groups he's in and just where he's because like he spends most of his day talking shit online.
He loves it, mate.
Loves it.
It's what gets him out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. He's fueled by it. And I've got I've nothing against it. But when you come to the group afterwards and say that game was shit, your credibility that you already didn't have just flies out the window because the game, whilst it was it was a crazy fucking game.
22-0 was it?
22-0 after 14 minutes. And then
I captain Fafita. I'm like, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Supercoach.
I had Fafita 2 or more tries.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this is going to be a fucking bloodbath.
He did crap, didn't he, for Fafita in the end?
He did nothing.
He did nothing.
Yeah, I played against him as captain.
He did nothing.
I was playing against him.
He did absolutely nothing. I was like, this is going to be an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah.
22-0 after how long again?
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
I was in Kempy's DMs like an absolute thought trying to get his attention, just bagging the fuck out of him. And let's just say that he's much more conciliatory on the podcasts that we do with him. But it was just funny to see how devastated he was. It was like 22-0, and then the Broncos started coming back, and no one actually thought it was going to happen, but
it did.
We were saying, I don't know if you would have seen this, Dave, and Matt, Waterboy Matt, maybe you're too young, but did you guys ever watch Hook with Robin Williams? Fuck me, I'm old. Dude, you are, like, you're not too old for it now, but, like, especially Dave, who doesn't mind punching cones, do yourself a favour, pack a billy, rip a cone, and settle in, even if you want to get it on VHS to really get the vibe.
Do that.
And bounce out on a Sunday, watch Robin Williams in Hook, Dustin Hoffman as Hook, Robin Williams as Peter Pan,
Julia Roberts
as
directed by
Tinkerbell.
Steven Spielberg.
Dude,
Correct.
It is one of the greatest movies of all time, especially for obviously your younger audience, but like it's so fucking good and so like, you know, food for the soul. It's just like the amazing imagination and like it takes you away to another place, right? Neverland to be specific.
Yes.
The Titans were like Robin Williams in that movie. Now, for those of you that don't know, it's Peter Pan. He's taken away from Neverland. He goes and he lives in the real world with humans, with people. Then he has to come back to Neverland to help out the Lost Boys against Captain Hook. But he's forgotten that he was ever Peter Pan. He's forgotten how to fly. He's forgotten everything. So the Lost Boys are trying to get him back up to speed. They've all stayed young because you never grow up on Neverland. You should know that. He's come back as an old man. They're trying to reintegrate him into Neverland society. They're trying to get him to get back to flying, which he's forgotten how to do. Now, to fly, he needs his happy thought. You following me? He needs his happy thought, and he's forgotten his happy thought. Then there is a scene where he has his happy thought, and he's like, oh, that's my happy thought. He starts flying, and then he forgets it, and he falls. That's the Titans. They had their happy thought the first 14 minutes. They started to fly, and then they forgot their happy thought, and they crashed down to earth.
Was that a long, convoluted way of explaining it? No. It was completely necessary.
It was quite concise, really.
Yeah, that was spot on.
That was absolutely spot on.
If you knew Hook, if you knew that, is it called Hook? Yeah.
Yes.
If you knew Hook, I wouldn't have had to have gone on that long-winded explanation, but we are in the room with 2 8-year-olds who I had to fucking...
You did. You had to go there. You had to do it. It had to be done. But
I bet you they remake that and fuck it up as well.
I don't know if they will.
Robin Williams is a GOAT,
I think
and
so.
it would be a disservice to Robin Williams if they remade it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Anyway, the Titans are Robin Williams remembering the happy thought and then forgetting it and falling to the ground.
Are we now, but like with the Titans, are we now, is reality setting in
Yeah.
a little bit? It's like, oh, you know, you got high on your own supply for a second because you made some good signings.
And we all got high on their supply.
How high did we get?
Well, we got high enough to fucking think they were good pre-season.
Like, I don't think they're going to make the 8 now. I think I've seen enough.
Yeah, I think I've seen enough. I heard someone describing it as basically just like no one knows what the other one's doing. So like, you know, their defense is all shot. They can still attack. They can still throw the Steeden around, Eddie.
Oh, they can throw the Steeden, Tom. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
But they can't defend for shit. Overs was the easiest bet in the world, Broncos-Titans, because both those teams fucking detest defense. But yeah, I don't think that I don't think they make the 8. But again, I haven't looked at the top 8 for fucking a couple of
I
weeks.
looked at it the other day.
Because Manly's basically in there, so I'm like, I don't care.
Manly's coming 10th, I think. Do you all get it up?
Yeah,
Actually, I'll
so Manly are 10th on 6 points, which is equal with the Titans, who are also 8th, and down to the Cowboys.
So that's where we're at.
Okay, good to know.
So
where we're
obviously
at.
we'll be going in, the Titans will be falling out. The Dragons are still in the 8.
They're 6th, yeah. That's which, like, when you see the Dragons in the 8, you
what,
know we make the 8.
I tell you what, you look at the top 8 and you go, there's some beaters in there.
Yeah. Can you read the top 8?
Yep. So Penrith, Eels, Bunnies, Roosters, Storm. Do you want to know the points or?
Nah, fuck.
Then 6th and 7th, Dragons and Warriors on equal points.
Beaters.
And then Titans.
Dude, we're a top 8 side. And then just go down the
top
rest.
6 side.
No, I know, but like, you know, everyone's like, Manly, we were fucking coming dead last. It's like, no, we're easily top 8.
And then 9th, Raiders, then Manly, then Knights, then Cowboys. And bottom 4, Sharks, Tigers, Broncos, Bulldogs.
The Raiders are also shit now.
Yeah. Yeah. Raiders.
I didn't see that coming at the start of the season.
No, neither. Well, dude, I picked him to
What are they? Have they
smoky.
won 1 game or 2 games?
No, they won 3.
No, they're coming ninth.
3.
They're
How many
coming
have they
ninth.
lost on the trot, though?
3 on the trot, at least.
4 even.
And Tarpanay's misso had a crack at Ricky Stuart in her Instagram stories.
Saying what?
She was like, yeah, it's not the form. It's like you've got an international player on the bench. Like it's your fucking, it's not your rotation or it's your, you know, it's your coaching and like having a crack. I'm like, dude, hey, Wags, shut the fuck up. You're going to get him in trouble. You like, what are we doing here? That's so unhelpful to a team. If I was a Raiders fan, which I'm
so
not.
unhelpful to Tarpanay because now he's got to go to training and like.
Yeah, sorry, Ricky, my missus.
He looks
is
at
like-
Ricky looks at him.
Yeah.
He knows that Ricky's seen his missus blow up. Like, does he front foot that or does he go, fuck it, I don't want to talk about it?
Like, how do you do it? Do you front foot? It's always better to front foot issues. We've always said that, but sometimes it's also better to pretend like nothing ever happened and just let it float away.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean,
Is he a floater or is he a front footer?
if you've got
I think he's got a float about him.
You've got your missus bagging out the coach in the comments directly about you being benched, which obviously would infer that he's bitching to her about
Of course
being
it
benched.
is.
And then,
What, she's got to make that up? No way. He's furious.
and now Ricky's dropping everyone. Drop Papali, fucking Tarpon out of the bench, and then they lose to, who'd they lose to?
This week?
Yeah. Bunnies. Not surprising, but
They got pumped in the end.
yes.
You just like, if you're a Raiders fan, does it hurt knowing that your premiership window has closed?
Shunk.
It was open and you made the GF
You had 2 glorious years.
and you couldn't get it done. And now it's shut
Yeah.
and now it's all over.
Yeah. And you know what? Ricky.
Probably 10 years.
Well, it seems like maybe Ricky's coaching sort of history is going back into a bit more of a working order where it was like 1 year of glory, then fucking shit. And then, oh, well, no, we made the fucking top 8. And then, oh, dude, we made the grand final. Now we're back to, oh, we're in the top 4. And then, like, that's more, it's very bipolar, Ricky's coaching record. Maybe we're back into sort of regular proceedings. Maybe we are. But the Raiders, shithouse, Manly, 10th behind them.
Yeah.
And who are we playing this weekend? Because Manly could be in the top 8 then by
We've
next
got
week.
the Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors.
And Raiders are playing the Knights.
I think we'll be in the top 8. Maybe.
Well, if we beat the Warriors, who are in the top 8, then we're in the top 8.
Oh.
Unless the Raiders and the Dragons win. Who are the Dragons and the Raiders playing?
The Dragons are playing the Dogs, and the Raiders playing the Knights, and the Titans are playing the Tigers.
It's a funny old fucking.
I wouldn't back against the Dogs against the Dragons. I said on about even that the Tigers would win.
Lomax is probably out.
Lomax is out. He's out for like fucking 6 weeks with a broken hand, I think. And the Dragons,
They're like early season form is getting shorter.
yeah, exactly. It used
Do
to
you
be
know
like,
what I mean? Like they used to get to 10 rounds. Now they
Yeah.
get to like 6,
Yeah.
and it's like all over, and they'll just plummet down.
and the
level.
Dragons fans are all like, "Oh, dude, we're good, we're good." It's like I see through it every time. Like you're not good.
No, you're not good. You're absolutely
Sorry.
not. You had early wins. I don't know what the preseasons must be like down at Wollongong, but
Yeah.
something fires, and then it fucking stops.
Yeah.
It stops every year. I was going to say something else, but I've forgotten what it was.
About who?
Oh, yeah. Why, like I just find the rugby league schedule so strange. We played the Panthers like 4 weeks ago, played them again. We played
Yeah.
the Warriors like 3 weeks ago, and we're playing them again.
Yeah, I don't understand why that works. I don't understand why that works at all. I don't understand.
Why wouldn't you put those games at the end of the season? Was there something like you're building some sort of like short-term rivalry? Because I'm not really getting it.
No,
We're about to play Souths for the second time already this season.
What do you think about the conference system
I was
proposed?
just thinking that. I don't love it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I think I don't mind the idea in the sense that, it creates some maybe more rivalries and a bit of that. But like it seems like the conferences are probably going to be pretty strong. I heard someone say you'll never have a fucking Sydney grand final again because all the Sydney teams are basically in the one conference.
Well, no. They're not implying that. Like there was 2 variations of the final system. Either it would be 4 and 4, 4 from each.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably what they would do.
Yeah.
I think they'd go 4 and 4 instead of having the conference winners for the reasons you just explained.
Yeah. Because
That's what they'll do. They'll go 4 and 4, I think.
I'm not mad at it if it like.
Or essentially all it does is basically nothing changes except you're guaranteed to play the Sydney teams twice if you're a Sydney team.
Yes.
That's basically it. That's the long and the short of it. You play everyone. You play the Sydney teams twice if you're a Sydney team, and that's it.
I reckon
And-
the problem with that is that with all the Sydney teams, if you do the conferences by location, then you've got like all the Sydney teams, and there's a fair few good teams in there, and then you've just got the Storm pumping all the Queensland teams and the Warriors in the outside of Sydney thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's
but
a bit
like,
imbalanced.
yeah, there's Newcastle and Cronulla. Like, they're not always going to be shit. The Raiders are in
the Storm
there.
humps all teams. Basically, every team not based in Sydney, the
But the
Storm
only,
beat the fucking piss out of them.
the only team in Sydney that's been consistently strong is the Roosters. Do you know what I mean? Who else has been consistently strong every single year?
Souths have been pretty consistent.
Yeah, but not for 20 years.
No,
Well,
but
like, no one's
since
gonna be,
since they fucking won it, they've been.
But I'm
pretty
saying
much in there.
I'm saying go from like a 20-year period,
Yeah.
like from the last 20 years to get your fucking read on the next 20 years. Sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess the Roosters and the Storm have been pumping everyone for a minute, like that relatively consistently. I'm not against it. I'm not against it like some people are. I think it probably just
But
needs to be
also, you're
explained
still
a bit
playing
better.
everyone.
And you're still, if you're good enough, you're still in the top. Like
You still play everyone.
you still play everyone. You still have a chance at making the finals if you're good, right? Like if you're fucking. But so it'd be 2 conferences, right?
Yeah.
Sydney and then everything else.
Sydney and everyone outside of Sydney.
Look, I don't mind it. I guess then you'd also have everyone else being like, well, we've got to fucking travel more.
But they got to travel anyway.
I know.
If you're North Queensland, every second weekend you travel. In the new conference system, if you're North Queensland, every second weekend you would travel.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
At all. So,
But maybe they're saying the Sydney teams don't travel as much, so that's a benefit.
it
to
would
them.
be marginal anyway. And they'd already, mate, most fucking, like, the Eels would play the Bulldogs twice a year, I would imagine, anyway, because they want that fucking, they're already probably doing it.
And I think as we've
You just
discussed
wouldn't be
before,
aware.
as we've discussed before, some of the Sydney road trips can be the toughest in the competition.
Well, that's true. Going from Manly down to Wollongong was the fucking
Yeah.
toughest road trip in rugby league.
And I'll give you the hot tip, playing at Fortress Brookvale, no easy feat,
No,
now
it's
that we've
not.
got our fucking wings back.
Yes, we do. Found our wings. Look, not mad at it. Obviously, PVL.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not anti it, right?
No, I'm not anti it. And PVL.
Not until I learn more, but I wouldn't like 2 conferences, the 2 conference final, like the winner of both conferences playing the final. I wouldn't like that.
No, that'd be shit. That'd be shit. Also, just quickly, I don't know if there's too much more in the rugby league land, other than the fact that the Dragons suck ass, and I picked the Tigers, who also suck, but the Dragons suck more. actually, just on that, you can't trust a DMC. That was my whole thing, right? And I think that just needs to be something that is made known and acknowledged, that one of the oldest adages in rugby league, I think maybe it was forgotten a little bit because of, so much has happened in the game over its 100+ years. Never trust a DMC. You can't.
You can't.
Dragons think that they're going to, Dragons are good, we're going to beat the Tigers, who are shit. Then the Tigers pull off a fucking strange win. Of course, because you can't trust the Tigers form, you can't trust the Dragons form, you can't trust anything when it comes to those clubs. So if in the punting realm,
stay away.
Or go like me, except I had Laurie anytime try scorer, so fuck me. Sam Walker broke the record. I don't think it was on the weekend. Did he just do it this weekend? He broke the record for most try assists in a game for a Roosters player ever. Of 5.
This weekend. He had an involvement in all 7 tries. I think he scored 2 of them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The crazy thing about that is, like, usually when someone is talked up this much, they don't deliver to the degree that they are hyped.
The other thing, like, I know he's 18, right? But they talk about this kid as being, like, literally once in a generation, right? He was at the Roosters not even playing. Like, there's clubs out there like the West Tigers, for example, who I'm surprised weren't moving mountains to get someone like that.
Well, the Broncos had him. The Broncos let him go.
He's happy to go to the Roosters and not even play. He's only playing because Kiri got injured.
Dude, he was in the Broncos junior system the whole time. And then the Roosters went yoink.
How the fuck does that happen?
And how
does that happen?
That Reece Walsh, who's fucking playing for the Warriors.
I know.
He's a good player.
What the fuck is going on?
And he's attractive as fuck.
There must be so much shit going on at Red Hill that that's not really spoken about in the media, where players go, you know what, get me the fuck out of here.
And they're like, oi, Mitchell Moses, come on, we'll beg you to come up, we'll pay you shitloads of money. He's like, you know what, dude, I'm at Parramatta, who, look, science will tell me won't win a comp before this whole thing we know as existence disappears. But I've still got a better chance than the Broncos, who fucking no one likes. A bunch of losers. The media up there is fucking horrendous. They'll crucify me if I don't like. Life's too short to play for the Broncos.
That's right. Life is too short.
It's just too short.
It's too short.
It's not worth it.
Why would I go up there into a one-team town and get crucified in the media? You know what I mean? See 7 or 8 different coaching setups. And, get paid the big bucks, but get pounded in submission every week. I'm not going to do it.
Not doing it. Life is too short.
I play for Parramatta. We make the top 8. We'll never win the comp, but we have a crack.
We have a good time, and, I'm enjoying myself at least.
And you play at the steepest stadium in the land. I get that.
And on that, these fucking rumours trying to link DCE of Manly, captain legend fame, premiership winning halfback fame, to the Broncos and Souths. If Souths... And this isn't anything about Cherry Evans, but if Souths let Adam Reynolds go and then sign Cherry Evans, that would have to be one of the most ridiculous fucking things ever, right? Like
that wouldn't happen. Why would that happen?
He's been linked to Souths. And
he's been linked everywhere.
No, but he's been linked to Souths and Broncos to the point where he's made a comment on it, being like, it's not for me. But the yarn is that Manly's trying to fucking manage their cap, and he's tied to the cap as a percentage. So every time it goes up, he gets. So like that, potentially Manly in an attempt to cap manage have gone, maybe we need to get rid of Cherry, which seems wild when you don't have another halfback. But them's the yarns. So if Souths were to get rid of Reynolds, who is humming and is a one club player, legend, adored by everyone, to then bring in Cherry Evans.
So Reynolds is signed with...
No, he hasn't signed.
Hasn't he?
No.
I thought he had.
No. The Sharks have offered him, I think, a 3-year deal, maybe.
They offered him, but he didn't take it.
And apparently Kevy and the Broncos desperately flying down to New South Wales.
Oh, so they just tailed the offer.
Yeah.
It? I think it's 3.4 over 3.
Who? Offer Reynolds?
Yeah.
Can you...
2.4. Maybe it was.
They wouldn't be giving him more than $1 million. The Sharks, no way. For Reynolds, no fucking way.
It's 2.4 over 3?
Yeah.
There you go.
And all he wants is 2 years at South. And no. But as we said, life's too short to play for the Broncos. It's just
way too short.
There's no good can come of that.
So $800 a year. It's good money for Reynolds at his age.
Yeah, fucking oath. And it's 3 years. It's like, sweet, that sets me up for the next 3 years of my life. Now I work out what I'm doing. I start, what business am I doing on the side when I retire? Am I going into media? Am I fucking going into coaching?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
But to all of you fucks out there thinking that Daly Cherry Evans is going somewhere else, think again. Unless he does go, in which I'll be heartbroken. But as he says, it won't be his doing. But also his managers, I think, are the Orr brothers, and they are
the slipperiest.
They're
of snakes.
renowned for awing out their players. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they awe them out.
They love to create fucking hullabaloo around their players.
They awe their players out. Simple.
Yep.
Simple as that.
That's rugby league.
Yep.
So Rugby Union, Rugby Australia, apparently $27 million loss in 2020.
Is that an improvement on the year before? Or is that like an all-time low?
Are they up technically based on previous years, or is that bad?
It's a 41% drop in revenue. They yeah, let's just go with that.
41%.
41% drop in revenue.
That's tough.
Well, it was a COVID. That was last year?
Yeah.
COVID year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tide went out.
Everyone's fucking revenues would have been.
Everyone was swimming nude last year.
Everyone was swimming nude.
Even New Zealand rugby had a 26% decline.
Yeah.
Not as
There
bad.
you go. Not as bad. And they're probably more than 50% better as an organisation.
Like, I mean, yeah, everyone had a fucking tough COVID year. Let's start there. So, although it doesn't make for pretty reading, I don't think it makes pretty reading for anyone.
No.
What I would did you listen to the breakdown?
No, but we got a fucking... they played a bit of our interview with Angus Crichton.
They did. I listened to it. I quite enjoyed it.
It's something I wanted to do because
There was a lot of Campese writing on there. Like they fucking make out like Campo's the greatest thing to ever happen since fucking sliced bread.
Yeah,
And they're explaining why
I get the vibe that Campo's a bit of a dribbler.
Well, they were like, why can't Campese get a coaching gig? And I'm like, I don't know Campo, right, at all. Never met him. But I'm sort of reading between the lines a little bit, being like, well, if he's not getting one, there must be a reason.
Yeah,
It's
there must
probably
be a
'cause
reason.
He's a dribbler.
Yeah, and this surely can't be a pro Campo podcast, The Breakdown, right? Like,
It was very pro Campo.
yeah.
But basically where it gets to is that in 2003, they were getting 100,000 people to fucking games, or before they changed the stadium configuration at Stadium Australia. They're getting 3 million people watching the fucking broadcast. They had 40 million in the bank from the World Cup, and now they have nothing.
Bro.
Well,
To the point where apparently they couldn't. There was like a point where they ended up loaning money, I think, of World Rugby, and they couldn't. There was a potential they wouldn't have been able to pay the players that are on like Australian contracts and shit.
No wonder they all bounced, dude. No wonder they're all like, see you later, bro.
They've all
going
gone.
to
Mate, they've
Europe.
literally all gone.
Yeah.
Someone put up in the P's and D's, I think it was Rob Dowling.
Yes.
Showing what the Waratahs side should look like. Do you want to get that up,
Yeah.
Dave?
Well, it was, I mean, it's a stress to say that's what it should have looked like, but just a bunch of players that Rugby Australia have let go.
Can we just explain to everyone, because I don't know if we actually have yet, we spoke about before the podcast, but why you sound like you're fucking on your deathbed.
I'm sick.
Dave is unwell. He says he's fine, but he is unwell, and he's come in here with a fucking
It's just a cough.
serious cough, still vaping his ass off. I've got the list up here. So shout out to Rob Dowling for sending it in. Cam Murray, Australian Schoolboys in 2015. Angus Crichton, Australian Schoolboys 2014. Adam Dewey, Australian Schoolboys 2016. Tyson Frizzell, Australian Schoolboys 2009. Toby Rudolph, Australian Schoolboys 2014. I didn't know that.
Scots boy.
No, I don't think so. Toby Rudolph, I don't think so.
I think he is.
I think he might be GPS school. I don't think he went to Scots. Newington or some shit, maybe?
Why do I think you went to Scots soon?
I don't know. Have you got Toby Rudolph's school there? You looking up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Jared Weir-Hargraves played Australian under-19s in 2007. Pappenhausen, They didn't say what if he's played any rugby. It just says Pappenhausen.
I think Pappenhausen was private school, so I think he would have just played at school.
Right, okay. Luke Keary, Australian Schoolboys 2010. Connor Watson, New South Wales Schoolboys 2014. Sawali, obviously Australian Schoolboys 19. Brimson, New South Wales B-side. Or Schoolboys, sorry. 2015.
Yeah, Toby Rudolph was a Scots boy.
Get the fuck out of here. What's up, bruh? Just, another one of the bloody first 15 alarm. I get it. Could I have had a different path? Possibly. If the knee didn't give out and I had some skill. Yeah, look, it was interesting. You see those players and you're like, the Waratahs had fucking even half of the names named there.
Yeah.
But again, like when it comes to money, you can't compete. Why the fuck would you? Why would you when you can go to rugby league? And what the clip that they put of our podcast in the breakdown was the Waratahs basically said to Crichton, they saw him playing for them by the time he was 22. He'd already fucking played like 50 games for South by the time he was 20.
Madness.
He's already just played his 100th game and he'd be, 24, Crichton?
He was like,
Played for Origin.
if they gave him a contract, he would have signed, and they said no. Like, we've been over this,
Yeah.
Ad nauseum, but I guess we're bringing it up because we want to.
Well, because we're just talking about rugby having a $27 million loss and how fucked they are. Again, it's in the media. We're not just bashing rugby, but it's sad, dude. And I don't know who's to blame. Who did they say? Who do they put it on?
Basically, it's gross incompetence at the board level, managerial level.
Too
the
many
people running
fucking-
the game fucked it, basically.
Yeah, so too many fucking long lunches at Mr. Wong's.
Too many long lunches.
There's a quote in here. It says, I lament the fact that in good times we could have easily put 20 or 30 mil into grassroots rugby, which was a missed opportunity over the years.
Who said that?
Hamish McLennan, the chairman or CEO, whoever.
I think he's CEO now. I could be wrong.
Lament all you want, Haim. You need to get the game back. But no wonder all these fucking players go to Europe or rugby league because you can't pay fucking anything.
Well, it'll become, if we all put our realistic hats on, is that rugby in Australia will become like the A-League, where you have good players but not the best playing, and then you might get some old players come back who are like on death's door retiring.
That's sad. That's sad that it's got to that because
if you're a good player, I'm going to go chase that billionaire coin over in the south.
Of course
of
you
France.
are, because you want to try and make a career out of it. No one wants to play for $50,000 a year when if you're good enough, you could be getting paid $1 million a year. It's so much money, European or rugby overseas, that they actually can poach rugby league players. Semi-Rad Radra. Can you see what he's on now? I'm pretty sure he's on $1 million. He went,
Really?
Yeah, dude. He's getting paid out the ass. Marika Korobidi, Dave's still dying on the microphone. I'm not sick. Marika Korobidi they're saying he could get $1 million to go to Japan.
Jesus Christ.
What's Semi on?
Yeah, it's a $2 million contract.
Not a year.
No. It was rumoured when he signed that it was 600,000 euro per year.
That's hot cash.
I do the maths there.
Hot cash. Dude, the euro's so hot.
The euro is hot.
It's just under $1 million, 930,000 AUD per year.
How much? 900,000? That's for a winger in rugby league. You ain't getting that. And then what about Marika in Japan?
Well, he hasn't signed anything.
No, but they were saying if he goes.
A $3 million contract, it says here. Oh, I'm ad blocked on that. Yeah, 4-year, $3 million.
Fucking juicy.
Yeah. Or you play for the Rebels and have fucking people like Dave come and cough all over you at your games.
Yeah. And fucking run the tea for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking disgusting.
You or David be head of marketing, sales.
Yeah. He's just oi, dude, we should
He's also head of fucking, peak performance.
Yeah, dude, we should put some branding on vapes.
Yeah, and bongs.
Yeah, bongs. Walla bongs.
Yeah.
What about that, mate? That'd
You
sell.
become a Rebels member, you get centre glass.
You get centre glassy. The Dave's tested out first.
Yeah.
That's rugby. That's sad. Rugby's sad. It makes me sad because I like rugby when it's good, as we say. When it's good, it's good. When it's sad, it's
real sad.
It's a fucking. When it's sad, it's a. Who's the dude that writes a Notebook? Fucking.
Ryan Reynolds.
He writes all those fucking.
Nude Soon did
Nude
one.
Soon did one.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Who wrote the Notebook?
Who wrote the Notebook?
Yeah, he's
like
got
in the film or the dude who wrote
No. The guy he
Bruh,
writes.
who wrote the
he
fucking
writes-
movie?
Jeremy Levin?
No.
What are you in the film, like the character?
No.
Who wrote the fucking thing?
It says The Notebook 2004 bloody
But it's
whatever
based on a
film,
book by someone.
directed by Nick Cassavetes, written by Jeremy Levin and Jan
Keep going.
Sardi.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Based on Nicholas Sparks.
There it is. Nicholas Sparks. Rugby is like a Nicholas Sparks novel with no happy ending.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw this or not, but there's a bloke in prison called Bassem Hamzy. Do you want to look him up, Dave? Basically, he's like a notorious inmate.
Yeah.
Fucking loves punching on and shit. Like, he punched on with a terrorist like a couple of years ago, and it was sort of like all over the news.
Punched on with the
Get
terror.
up what he did. What did he do to get in there?
Hang on. How long has he been locked up for? Because there's an article
Since
4 months ago.
1998. Just
Oh,
get his
fuck.
Wikipedia up.
He's been in for a minute.
Yeah.
So he
For what?
He ordered a revenge execution of a teenager.
Oh.
Yeah, that was he was already in jail when he got done for that. Anyway, this bloke's fucking notorious. I'm pretty sure he started Brothers for Life or something like that. Gangs for Life. Like
Do you know what's funny is that sounds like Brothers for Life doesn't sound like a gang. In terms of like you hear like Comancheros or Hell's Angels, and this is no disrespect to Brothers for Life, don't come after me. But like Brothers for Life, you could also mistake for like a men's health like charity. Doesn't Gus Walland have one? Gotcha for Life? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Anyway, carry on.
Brothers for Life. That's what they're called. Anyway, so he started it. Bad motherfucker. He's like trying to get off the ground broadcast prison fights. So like he wants to get people that fucking hate each other in prison, like in MMA rings, and fucking have it out.
Dude, that is a fucking brilliant idea.
How good is that?
Sanction prison biffs.
You sanction prison biffs.
Dude,
yeah.
if we can get on there somehow.
He's got this beef apparently with this fucking terrorist, and he wants to like punch on with him again. On
I
TV.
wonder if there's a way that, like, obviously I'm sure legally they'd just be like, why would we do that? But
people would watch the fuck out.
100%, but also like if they want to do it and you can pay them money, like, you know, they get some sort of remuneration for it. Why not?
I don't think they would get paid.
Yeah, I reckon there's definitely some laws about
You wouldn't be able to
can't
pay
really
them.
earn money.
Well, no, but, like, you'd
think
have
about,
to-
like when you play Monopoly, if you're in jail, you don't get rent on your property.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
can't
I'm
get
saying,
money.
but like you get paid maybe in like, you know, cigarettes. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe you get, or maybe it can be money to your
Priority
family
shower service.
out. Like you don't get the money.
Extra meals. Or
Extra
something.
meals. You get like, you know, some hot chocolate sachets.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, there's little things.
there's
you can
ways
do.
around
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
get a kettle. If you win, you get a kettle in your cell.
Win yourself a kettle.
Yeah, like a toasty maker or something.
Toasty maker.
Toasty maker.
A Breville,
dude.
but you know
or
what?
a Jaffle maker.
You don't
dude.
want to. You can't. They'll turn those things into weapons.
Yeah.
But maybe
You don't want someone to bury a Breville into some fucking
you
opponent's head.
Maybe you can get Jaffles made for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, maybe we do that because I think you squeeze someone's face into a
Look,
Breville.
obviously we'd sit down with the warden
Yeah.
and we'd say,
Who's the warden of the what's it? Long Bay?
I think he's in Supermax. I think he's in Goulburn.
He's in Supermax.
Okay,
now.
Goulburn Supermax. Dude, that's what we call it.
I
Supermax.
thought they were all separated. I didn't know they could punch on in there. I obviously don't know. If I know.
Hopefully you never have to, but yeah, like of course they have to. They're not all in isolation. Like they have time on the yard and shit. I think it'd be interesting to fucking
Anyway.
talk to a prisoner.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
No, dude. Supermax Fight Club. I mean, fuck, dude. That'd be pretty hectic.
Pay-per-view.
I mean, like, if you could find a way to make it, like, I don't know, like, obviously profitable, but, like, a way that it's not completely ethically and morally fucked.
Yeah. Is it too lowbrow?
I mean, like, is it too lowbrow? I mean,
there's any dispute that
no,
it's
it's
lowbrow.
certainly lowbrow, but, like, what's maths, you know? Like, what's fucking... They're a different sort of lowbrow, but it's all still pretty fucking... It's not like it's... There's plenty of things in society that aren't positive. But
Would they be in the prison greens, do you think? Just to get it like a bit of... authenticity.
Well, I mean, so as in rather than like I think shirtless prison green pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Long
Trackies.
pants.
Yeah, and sand shoes.
In sand shoes. Yeah.
On grass.
Yeah. With a ring around it.
Where other prisoners are standing.
Who would sponsor it? Who would be the?
Who would go near
who
that?
would be the-
I would, if we had enough money, definitely sponsor prison biffs. In some way, shape, or form, I would definitely. But like, you'd want it to try and like.
You guys could commentate, offer up your services.
Ooh. Yep.
Fuck, imagine being there calling it live.
That'd be terrifying.
Wouldn't it just?
It'd be terrifying.
Because I remember hearing these like rumors. I don't know if they're true or not, but apparently when Mike Tyson was in jail, people would just line up out front of his cell and he'd just fucking feed them one by one. And I often think to myself, you know, when you're up and you're, you know, shooting the shit with the fellas, what would you have paid to be like a fly on the wall? Or would it be
to see Mike Tyson just feeding like a
people in
murderer's
prison?
row of prisoners just rolling through and he was like, doink, doink. It'd be a pretty grim fucking scene, wouldn't it?
But I don't know, like, but it'd be such a fucking crazy.
Yeah, it'd be wild to see. It'd be fucking wild to see. Like, I guess if you're a prisoner in that position, it's like, what do I get to lose? Like, I'm here for. If you're in there for a minute,
If you're a
like,
lifer, it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get one up on Mike.
May as well try. It'll be over quick.
He was in like the fucking prime of his career as well when he was in there.
Yeah. He
So
came out.
like,
He came out and won the heavyweight title. He came out and won it. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, yeah. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see prison biffs though, dude. So where did you see this story?
Tim Dumbrell told me about it, and then there's an article online. Can't read it. It's behind a fucking paywall, but like I got the vibe.
You know what we should probably do is sign up to one of those from the fucking company account just so we can get behind paywalls.
Because we need to get behind paywalls.
We need to get behind paywalls, dude. I need to be able to read shit like that.
100%.
Anyway, we'll sort that out later. I froth the idea as you just have to get it's a lot of red tape.
So much red tape.
So much red tape. It's almost all red tape.
And you got to get the wardens on board.
Well, that's where you and I come in.
Yeah, we can grease the
We
wardens.
grease wardens, and then after that, everything else is pretty good.
I think it falls into place once the wardens are greased.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Wardens are greased, and then obviously, you know, you got to shake some hands in the government, but
that's easy.
That's the easiest part of it.
I mean, we all know their appetite for...
They're criminals in suits, so they're...
New South Wales government, probably the easiest hand to grease, I would have thought. It's the wardens, strong and true.
Yeah,
and
wardens, you know, upstanding moral citizens who are going to be
right.
like, I don't know about this, and we go, look, I hear what you're saying, but hear what we have to say.
Yeah. And then obviously payment... Kettles, jaffles,
hot chocolate sachets, and then maybe if the money that is made goes to charities.
Yeah, great idea. Into like, you know,
or rehabilitation.
keeping people out of
Rehabilitation
prison.
of prisoners.
That's where the money goes.
Yeah. And like families of people who've been affected by crime, or, you know, like maybe putting kids through school whose parents are fucking, you know.
There's ways to do it.
There's ways to do it. And then ultimately it's like, you want to settle some prison biffs whilst getting on a fucking... on pay-per-view, you know, maybe sometimes that's the way you fight your way out of a bad situation. Look, it's something to think about. I'm excited for it. We will get behind that fucking paywall. That's for damn sure. And I will read that article.
Could you two just not talk anymore?